being better than yesterday. It's that time of year again when writers start to roll up their sleeves and outline their stories to begin the marathon month of writing, or as it's more commonly named, NaNoWriMo. Many of you will be familiar with it, National Novel Writing Month, where you aim to write 50,000 words of a brand new manuscript within the month, and it's all fun and games. Until it's not. It's a funny dichotomy. On the one hand, the accountability, the goal setting, the aspirational tone, and the supportive community are all huge pluses. Things which we want all year round and get in abundance in November. On the other hand, it can be dispiriting if you don't meet those targets, or you fall behind, or simply the thing that you produce in that manic sprint is not actually very good. I try to be an optimist, and so I lean towards it being a good thing overall. It's not for everyone, for sure, and it won't be universally positive for everyone who does participate. But then again, when is anything like that in writing? Quality over quantity is the expression, right? And I'm a believer in that for sure. But sometimes we spend too long refining and polishing and fine-tuning our work. We just don't get the stories finished, or we do so in a way that takes a very long time. And again, that's okay if you're SF Said or Kazuo Ishiguro and you can spend a whole decade in a novel, and it's absolutely stunning and award-winning. But most of us, sadly, are not like those two, nor will we ever be. And I think that's alright, in fact. I'll go one better and say that's great. We should never aspire to be like anyone, nor should we be the next someone. We should only aspire to be the very best versions of ourselves, the one who looks at themselves in the mirror each day and tries to be a little bit better than the day before. That's all we can aspire to, really, and it's the only thing that makes sense. It's ridiculous that an unpublished author should even consider their worth next to legends such as those two I mentioned above. We must simply focus on small steps, on daily improvement, and doing what is in our own best interests, whatever that may be. Some days we need a rest. Some days we need to type 5,000 words, or 50,000 in a month. Some days we're somewhere in between. But if we're focusing on quality over quantity, then it's not about the word count. It's about progress, however that looks for you personally. I had a bit of a mini crisis this week as Minnie Stewart was taken to hospital with breathing difficulties and had oxygen saturation levels of about 80%, and was met from the ambulance by a consultant and a nurse ready to be taken for emergency intervention possibly. Luckily, with some steroids and adrenaline, he recovered enough to be able to leave the hospital after a short 9-hour stay. But that happened on one of my days where I had set a big editing goal. But life is a habit of interrupting what we plan to do, and it's okay if it does. The intention was there, and that won't disappear overnight, or even in a week. You can come back to your plans later, and continue working towards your goals, at your own pace. So this November, whether you plan to nano or not, remember that you're in control of your speed. If things get in the way, no worries. If the big targets don't get met, also fine. Quality over quantity, and the only thing that matters is being better than you were yesterday, or last week, or month, because we don't have to write daily.